guaranteed. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yo,
What do you know?
ho.
Does that count as swearing?
No,
Okay.
because it could mean a
Garden hoe.
garden implement
Yes.
and or farming tool.
And that's what you're calling me because we live in the fens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It all works.
Okay,
It
that
all
works.
Any updates? Any weirdness? Any coolness? Anything happening? Anything spooky?
I do have some news.
Go on then.
I've handed my notice in at work.
You supposed to be saying that on here? Yeah.
My mum doesn't
Okay.
listen to this. It's going to be kept... Oh, wait, no. We've got other family members that do. Oh, nuts. I didn't think that one through, did I? Well, it's out there now. Hopefully no one tells my mum. Please don't tell my mum. It's going to be kept a secret for a little while because all I'll get is, oh, Ali. And I've heard that too much in my life. Don't need it again. Yeah, so originally I had, what's the word? Applied to reduce my hours to allow for the uni degree, the podcast. We're starting to hopefully get things moving with this a little bit. We've got plans for it, and I just need more time because I have none.
None time.
None time. So Mark and I had a discussion. Mark politely requested that I sort of hand my notice in. Pretty much. And so I've done that because they won't allow me to go part-time.
Right, okay.
So I am going to be looking for something, but there's not like a huge rush or anything like that. It's going to give me so much more time for activities.
Yeah. And you're going to you're looking for something remote really, aren't you? So that then you can do all the other stuff and it's not going to...
And ideally it'd be some sort of writing job.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've just realised the last episode we recorded, we didn't thank Goober. We didn't say any of our social links or anything.
Oh, wow.
It's just occurred to me. I'm very sorry, Mark. Very sorry.
We do love you. Without you, we wouldn't...
We literally couldn't do this.
No, and we will go F ourselves.
Yeah. So on that note, we've now got a Facebook community page for Cars on the Carb, which Ali's going to look after because I don't understand Facebook.
Yeah. So I'll look after that. It's basically a place where our fans...
We've already had 3 messages on there. I'm really excited.
I'm going to call them fans. I think I just spat. I've got my retainers in, so I'm all lispy. I've got more chunky, less funky, and more lispy.
No. We have got more lists.
So it's a community for them to, I don't know, talk about the cases that we do, interact with us.
Yes.
Share their stories, I suppose, if they've got any. Just a place where everyone can come together and together.
I always presume,
love us.
Yeah, I presume everyone is on Instagram, but a lot of people are not. So yeah, it makes sense to have a Facebook page. Page. So you've got a little community, and then if we've got any events coming up, we can share them on there.
So that'd be really good because we've probably got an event next year actually, which will be really cool to place on there. We'll obviously share more about that closer to the time. And once it's all been confirmed and details are tweet like a tiger.
Tweet like a tiger.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the news.
Yeah, that's the news. So yeah, go and follow us on all the things. I will do it
properly at the end.
Remember to do it at the end. I've never done that before.
No, you're really good. I'm the one that forgets and I'm the one that lives with him.
Yeah. Bless it.
I love you.
He despairs. So I've got a case today, and it is mostly paranormal, I would say.
Okay.
I do like my paranormal cases more than anything else.
Yeah, and I like my serial killer cases.
Yes, so it works out really well. And this is all about a car crash reincarnation. So it's very fitting for Cars on the Macabre. I'm really trying with the cases to make them super relevant. Spooky chat, not so much. They more of a tenuous link.
Yeah.
There's always a link there, sort of.
That's just a chance for us to spew.
Exactly. And this is just a really fascinating story. So I thought I would share it with our listeners.
That's very considerate.
Yeah. And obviously you too.
Yeah. Thanks.
You know. So in May of 1957, two little girls named Jacqueline and Joanna Pollock were walking to church in Hexham, Northumberland, when a green car came off the road onto the curb and struck the girls. Both sisters were tragically killed in the accident, aged just 6 and 11. They were so little. The driver was a woman who was intoxicated after overdosing on aspirin and phenobarbital. I even wrote it out phonetically.
Well done.
God's sake.
Phenobarbital.
Which is an epilepsy medication. She was later committed to a psychiatric hospital.
Oh.
So, yeah, she was on one. And
I mean, did she overdose on purpose?
I don't know her.
Don't know him. Never heard of him.
Never heard of her. The whole community were very close where they lived, and they were absolutely devastated by the incident, understandably.
Was a woman part of that community, or do you not know her either?
I don't know her.
Okay.
While the girl's father, John, seemed to recover from his grief relatively quickly, considering that he'd lost his daughters.
Okay.
So John Pollock ran a milk delivery service. The family, they weren't rich, but they were comfortable. Mm-hmm. They didn't need for anything in particular. They were well respected in the community. Both John and Florence, the girl's mother, were devout Catholics as well. But despite his religious beliefs, John was fascinated by the idea of reincarnation, and he prophesied that his wife would have identical twin girls who, he said, would be the reincarnation of Jacqueline and Joanna.
And that's what helped his grief, I suppose, because he's
Yes.
like, they're going to come back to me.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that seems to be what he sort of clung on to. And just to clarify, reincarnation is not part of the Catholic belief system.
No, it's Buddhist, isn't it?
I actually,
or Hindu.
I think it actually goes quite across quite a few belief systems, but it's definitely not generally.
No, definitely not
Catholic. So this was quite off-piste for him and his religion. But regardless, John was absolutely convinced that he would see his lost daughters again, which, as you've said, makes sense. That of course he's going to be upset, but he is adamant he's going to see his girls again. And 15 months later, on the 4th of October in 1958, Florence Pollock did in fact give birth to identical twin daughters, Gillian and Jennifer.
Oh.
This massively confused doctors because they'd only detected one heartbeat, so they didn't know she was going to have twins.
And he predicted she was going to have twins.
He predicted she was going to have identical twin girls. Mm-hmm. He was like, this is happening. Mm-hmm. So the younger twin, Jennifer, had a birthmark above her eye in precisely the same place that the younger of the two deceased sisters, Jacqueline, had a scar.
No, that's so bizarre.
Yeah, and Jennifer also had a dark patch of skin the size of a thumbprint on her hip, which matched a marking Jacqueline also had. Which is, could be a coincidence, but it's quite...
That is
spooky.
Very coincidental.
Yeah. So, in general, the locals didn't react too kindly to John's claims.
Oh, witchcraft.
Yeah. So, and with it being the 50s, many people were a lot less open-minded than they are now. And so the family actually decided to move. So they moved 30 miles away to Whitney Bay, moved away from Hexham, because obviously...
Just thinking about it, obviously he's making these predictions. I joke about witchcraft, but they lived in Hex.
I didn't even make that connection, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Spooky mind.
Spooky mind. My mind normally goes there, so I'm surprised it didn't, actually. So as the twins grew up, it became evident that not only did they resemble their deceased sisters, and when you look at pictures, they really do, in many ways, they both seem to channel their feelings and instincts as well. And it's important to note here that the twins hadn't been told anything about the tragic death of their sisters.
Would they not have seen photos of them? There was probably photos around the house, surely.
I don't know them, or her, or him.
Okay.
But... possibly, but I think by the sounds of it, from when I was sort of like going through this story, it seems like the parents actually kept that from them.
Okay.
So possibly they moved pictures, maybe they just said they were other relatives, I'm just surmising really. But somehow the twins liked the same music and the same clothes as them. they also talked about Jacqueline and Joanna's friends who they'd never met, like as if they were their friends.
Oh.
Which is quite strange. When Florence brought down some old family toys from their loft, she said the twins went straight for specific toys, didn't argue over the toys, they just went for specific ones. Gillian played with Joanna's favourite toy, while Jennifer picked out Jacqueline's favourite. So there's just all these little things happening that's, yes, they could be coincidences, but
that many?
It's a lot. It is a lot. So the strange coincidences continued when the family returned to Hexham, where the twins hadn't been brought back to. So they'd never taken them back there.
So they've moved back to Hexham?
I think it sounds like they went for a visit.
Oh, okay, right.
So the girls were really familiar with areas that they'd never seen before. And also, they both had a big phobia of cars. And they used to, if a car was going past them, they would shout at it. And they basically experienced reoccurring nightmares about being struck by a car. So they had a phobia of them. Just even on the road, they'd yell at them, and they were having these nightmares. Again, this kind of is all adding up to much more than a coincidence. So Gillian would also point to the birthmark above her sister's eye, saying, this is the mark Jennifer got when she fell on a bucket. Something that, in fact, happened to Jacqueline when she was alive. But she wasn't told that. Not really any way she could have known that.
Oh.
Yeah. And Florence also recalled once seeing the twins playing. This is freaky. This actually creeped me out. Jennifer was cradling Gillian's head in her lap, saying, the blood's coming out of your eyes. That's where the car hit you.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I just think that's creepy AF, if you ask me. It's like something of a horror film. If you walked in on that, you'd be like, what?
Right. Out. Get out.
Yes, stop that now.
See, children are creepy.
That's the thing. And obviously, kids, they act and they play, but that is very specific.
But also where, they act and play, mimicking perhaps things that they've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or know about, so doctors, vets.
Yeah.
Kid getting hit by a car.
Yeah, not so much. It's not the usual, is it really?
No.
So there was an American professor called Ian Stevenson who was a psychiatrist and regarded as one of the foremost researchers into the subject of reincarnation. And he actually visited the family from America 6 times to interview them. Wow. And he was convinced that the twins were the most compelling example he'd ever come across in all his years of research. So that I thought was really quite interesting. However, there were some members of their own family who thought the whole idea was nonsense, accusing John of being a narcissist and an attention seeker. To me...
How is that narcissistic?
I don't know how that's narcissistic at all. And also, they weren't poor, so it's not like they were getting
money
for any of it. So to me, that doesn't really... makes sense, but obviously we're not in the family. But also that doesn't change anything with regards to the spooky things that were happening. They were still happening.
Yeah.
Whether the
some people just don't want to face up to the possibility of there is something.
I think it scares people.
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
I think they shut it down.
Yeah.
And that's their way of sort of not thinking about it.
They don't perhaps want to face up to that kind of thing happening, so they're lashing out.
Yeah.
To try and subdue their own thoughts, feelings about it all. And,
if they're also seeing the twins kind of, they would have witnessed some of this, so perhaps it really freaked them out and they were just literally, like I said, just trying to shut it down as quickly as they could. Do you believe in reincarnation?
In a way.
Didn't you say you were someone else in a former life, a grave person?
Oh, a medical student.
That's it.
Yeah, at the time of Birkenhair. Yes, so I've been told. Yeah. My supervisor at work, she believes in reincarnation.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, massively. I really do. So, do you believe in reincarnation, Goobs? Are you on the fence? Not sure? Okay. Interesting. He's typing.
That's the
something.
thing. I think maybe in a way, He likes to think that there is.
Yeah,
I would. The subject really interests me,
it's
and I would love to
fascinating.
find out if I have lived past lives, like as a medical student, like why I'm drawn to the things I'm drawn to now in this life. Is there a reason for that? You know. But yeah, so like Mark, there's no evidence to suggest that there is, or no recollection. So sometimes, I don't know, you might dream or something.
Okay.
And that feels so real.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, obviously I talked about Psychic Sue before, love her to pieces, and I've had lots of lives, I'm an old soul, and the people I've been just correlate so much to things I like, things I'm drawn
Your
to. Personality.
There are multiple of them.
Yeah, there are many of them in there, all fighting
Mark
with each
never
other.
knows which version of Ali he's getting when he wakes up.
Never know. But it's just, the things that she sort of told me, and I just think, well, it's just, to me, it's too much of a coincidence. And I like to believe that it is real, because I like to think I'm going to get another adventure in another...
Or get another chance.
Get another chance, yeah.
That's for me. Like, sure. I'm going to have a life where nothing bad happens and everything's going to be gravy baby.
Gravy baby, exactly. So Jennifer is the only surviving twin now. She's 66. She's married and living in the Northwest. And when interviewed, Jennifer remembers John being a really good dad. He spoilt us, she recalls. He used to call us my two princesses. He loved us dearly. Jennifer remembers a happy family and a positive childhood full of camping trips to Scotland, picnics at the beach, and carol singing with the family at Christmas time. So, she's painting a picture of a really lovely family, actually. And, none of this narcissistic attention-seeking behaviour as far as she's concerned. Yeah. So it's interesting how different people from families see things completely differently from someone else's perspective. So Jennifer also backs her father's beliefs about the twins' reincarnation, insisting that neither herself nor Gillian had any knowledge of their late
they obviously do now
sister's existence at the time, let alone their deaths, until they were teenagers.
Right, okay.
So they weren't sort of sat down and said, this is what happened to your sisters.
And then that starts playing on their mind and they start sort of emulating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, a lot of this behaviour is from when they were very, very young. So,
completely unaware.
Yeah, absolutely, one would think. So when Florence and John told the twins about their sisters, Jennifer remembers that her and Gillian were absolutely gobsmacked by what had happened to them.
Yeah.
Which she would be. I mean, that's an awful thing. Jennifer also recalls being terrified of crossing the road. This is another thing she really remembers that quite vividly. Gillian sadly passed away from a series of heart attacks, and Jennifer misses her terribly. She claims to be able to feel Gillian's presence, and when she gets upset, she can hear her twin whispering, "Don't cry, Jenny," in her ear. Which is really, really sweet. So in an interview, Jennifer said about her father and his belief in their reincarnation, "I think what he said was the truth, the whole truth, as he believed it. I don't think he would put us all through that if he was lying about it." Which is a good point. And up until John passed away in 1985, he was absolutely convinced that the twins were reincarnated from their older sisters.
But then I wonder how that would make you feel. Because it'd be like, so, yes, I'm upset, but I know I'm going to get my girls back. But then these are two separate children.
Yeah.
Are they going to feel slightly unwanted? Or, is it a case of... he's treating them like the other two when they're they're two people of their own right. Does that make sense? Or would they not feel more wanted or needed? I suppose it could go either way, really.
Yeah, it could, yeah.
Because all the while, this is me being me, because I'm a cynical piece of poop. I'd be thinking, they don't want me, they want the other one.
But by the sounds of it, they were treated to trips and outings.
Is that because he thinks they're the other girls.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah? I'm not really articulating it very
No, I know what you mean. So he's almost not, like say, not treating them as their own entities,
Yes.
as separate beings.
Yeah.
He's sort of treating
So
them
he
as...
only claimed they would come back. Did he wish for it?
I mean, it's quite a coincidence, if that's the right word, that he predicted his wife would have identical twin girls. And I mean, that's,
And perhaps like the other two were so close that they were kind of like twins, other than the age gap, obviously, which, takes the twin thing out of it completely, obviously. Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, it's good that they never felt that way.
Yeah.
But I know me personally, because I always look at the negative side of life.
Negative
For some
Nelly.
reason. Yeah, negative Nelly. I'd be wondering, is he thinking about the others, like, rather than it's me that he loves?
Yeah. But I suppose...
so much like the, Jacqueline, that he's thinking that I am, and that's why he's treating me so well.
Yeah. But I suppose they weren't told until they were teenagers. It didn't specify an age, so that,
No.
But you think maybe
once they
thought,
found out, they're like, oh, so that's, oh, it's not, yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. It's not the same, but I've always thought about... No, not what you're saying is not the same. What I'm about to say is not the same.
Much you said, I'm always I'm so glass half empty.
It's all right, babe.
I am.
But when people have another child and the child is almost used as like a bone marrow donor or for another sick child, I always wonder how that second child feels about that.
It's obviously they don't.
It's a different scenario completely, but that reminds me of,
right?
Goob said they were loved.
I know, and I'm glad they felt that way and that they were loved, but, they only had them for a reason to bring back the other two.
Right.
Rather than just having another two daughters, essentially.
I know
it wasn't confirmed, but I'm just speculating. He only said it would happen, but because he said it would happen, because his other two were going to come back to him. Right, anyway, let's carry on, because, this is turning into Luna Park all over again, where I would get out.
Oh my God. Like, Ali, but you can't.
But I would. On the outside.
I don't know if they were actively trying to have children. They were Catholic and it was the 50s.
And exactly.
Right, exactly. So he really believed this case was compelling proof that our souls live on after we die. And again, just to reiterate that he was a devout Catholic. Mm-hmm. That is not in their belief system. No. That's not something he would have grown up learning about, knowing. That's something he's come to through his own fruition and his own beliefs. And, again, this is the early to mid 50s, to late 50s, obviously I can't count.
This is the 50s.
The 50s, anyway. So, it's completely different to now. You haven't got people speaking out about their beliefs and things like that. And it was much more rigid.
Yeah.
And,
anything out of the ordinary, you were ostracised.
Exactly. People were, I think back then, people were still being put in mental asylums for sort of,
for reading a book.
For swooning and things, So having a epi.
Yeah.
Meant to be, like we all do.
Yeah. Oh, she's crazy.
I mean, we would have been locked up ages ago.
Yeah. And I definitely would have been accused of being a witch because of my birthmark.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would have been accused of being a witch because I like crystals and I believe in reincarnation. And
you'd have been
I talked to my ancestors and I talked to ghosts and all sorts. Just walk around the house just talk to my guardian angel all the time.
And Mark is perfect, godlike.
Yeah.
All right, Kanye West.
So, this story came from the Sunday Mail. Mm-hmm. It's quite brief. Mum sent it to me.
Oh.
But there is actually an extensive podcast just on this, and it
there?
goes into tons of detail. So I didn't want to take too much away from that. It's called Extrasensory, if you want to hear a lot more details about the case. And they do interviews with the family. Like, you know, they really, really went into a lot of depth. They spoke to other members of the family that, you know, didn't believe in it. So they've really got all sides.
I wonder if any of the family members changed their mind.
Good point.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
After seeing more evidence.
Yeah, that's it. But I would definitely recommend going to Extrasensory to listen to that, because they're even going into so one of the brothers who didn't believe, he was called Keith. They interviewed
Was he
his
the rat
daughter.
child?
He wasn't the rat child. No. I mean,
Imagine.
we could get him to. Well, he died actually, I think, but we could have possibly got him to wear an outfit. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Scratch up some cars.
Yeah, scratch.
It's a giant rat.
Yeah, maybe that's where they went wrong in the last one.
Yeah, there should have been a rat.
So yeah, the information I had was quite brief, but you can find out more. But what I did was I've kind of put a side note onto this, because you'll recall at the beginning of the story that the girls were hit by a green car, and green cars are said to be bad luck.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so I thought I would look
Why?
into why
Oh,
green
right.
cars are said to be bad luck, because I thought that fitted in quite nicely with it.
Preempted.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the model of the car was not in the report, but the colour green really was. So this superstition seems to come from Ireland, actually.
Where the colour green is everywhere.
Yeah. So many believe that the colour blends in with the countryside, making green cars harder to see.
Right.
And therefore more likely to be involved in an accident. Nothing to do with terrible driving or anything like that.
No, of course not. Like, you know, the fact that the woman she overdosed, was completely inebriated.
Yeah.
You know, nothing to do with that at all.
No. It was the green car.
Of course it was.
So relating to this, in the 1960s, Saab developed a bright orange paint for some of its models so it could easily be seen in foggy or murky conditions. Or maybe they just liked orange. So that was kind of not officially in response to, but thought to be in response to.
Yeah.
And then we've got, I love an old Saab. That is very cool.
I have to admit, I do like orange cars.
I do. I like
green
green cars. Yeah, I do. I think it's a great colour for cars. Oh, yeah, old Saabs are wicked.
That looks so nice.
And then, of course, we've got racing green.
Yeah.
You know, which was actually first used in 1903 for the Gordon Bennett Cup, which was held
Gordon Bennett.
It was held in Ireland. The Gordon Bennett Cup was basically the Edwardian equivalent of Formula One World Championship, more or less.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's kind of what you'd compare it to. It was actually supposed to be held in Britain, but there were laws against closing public roads for racing at the time that were not laws in Ireland. Ireland were absolutely fine with this. So it was held there, which I absolutely love. And as a mark of respect to the hosts, the British team painted their Napier cars a vibrant shamrock green. And so Racing Green was born. So technically, British Racing Green is actually Irish.
Huh.
Yeah, Goobs is about to argue with me.
He does love doing that. Isn't British
Yes,
Racing
British
Green
Racing
darker?
Green is a darker colour, but yeah, you know. That's where
the
green
concept.
as a racing car colour
Yeah.
came from. Obviously, it then changed various different hues. So the British team didn't actually do very well in the race, though. They were disqualified. One car ended up in a ditch and another in a collision. So, you know,
Christ.
that could that have been a cause?
It's
Painting
like
the cars
Mark playing
green?
his F1 game. He can't do it anymore because of his
Oh no!
causes him too much pain.
Aww.
Yeah. The saga of the gout saga is still going on. So
We don't have any answers yet.
no, it's unlikely to be gout, which we know that anyway.
I mean, we could have told them that.
Yeah, it's osteoarthritis, stage 3,
Right. How many stages are there?
4. So he's
Gee
quite bad.
willikers. Does that mean you can get a disabled badge and park anywhere you like?
No.
I was trying to find a silver lining for you.
He could end up, like, obviously not now. He wants to wait. Like, it's the last resort of having the joint fused, but then he will not be able to bend it. So possibly a joint replacement.
Will you walk with a limp?
Bionic foot.
Because then you could just sort of have some sort of story connected with pirates.
Yeah, he's limping.
You limp now. I just thought that was you being a bit street.
Gangster.
You know? Like E17. So.
It's the most un-E17 thing you could possibly do is finger guns.
Finger guns. Yeah, that's it. And the dog Levi. So adding to the negative reputation of green cars was an incident in 1910 at the New York State Fair in Syracuse, where the green car of Knox Racing's star driver, Lee Oldfield, smashed into the crowd, killing many spectators. And that was another green car doing its thing. Then a decade later, Gaston Chevrolet, brother of Louis and co-founder of the famous American car brand, died at the wheel of his green car at the Beverly Hills Speedway. The smash also claimed the lives of Eddie O'Donnell and O'Donnell's riding mechanic, Lyle Joles.
And where did they die?
Beverly Hills Speedway.
As well as the one before?
So it's the same one.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why you were speaking about two different incidents. But have you noticed as well, they might be green cars, but they're all happening at like racing events.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. You know, it's got nothing to do with that, Ali. It's got nothing to do with the fact that motorsport is incredibly dangerous. And the
Of course not.
And the health and safety in 1910 would have been non-existent.
Well, yeah, there is that.
It's nothing to do with that obvious.
No, it's definitely all to do with the green colour.
Yeah. But this superstition obviously has some weight in the world of motorsport because in the 1970s, NASCAR racer Tim Richmond refused flat out to race a green car, which was painted in the colours of the team's sponsor, Folgers Coffee, until the car was repainted.
I literally thought you were going to say Folgers Coffins.
I mean...
And then I was like, yeah, I would. Yeah.
Car.
Yeah.
No, Folgers Coffee.
I need to be sponsored by coffee.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. It's just, yes, he wouldn't race the car until it was repainted. He was like, no.
You know, superstitions do have a thing. Like, if you believe, if you avoid doing something or you do something in particular, if you perform better at whatever it is you're about to do and you think it's because of that reason, then go for it.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, the mind will find a way to you know, if something bad happens, you're going to go, okay, well, you need a reason. You want an answer. So then
it kind of correlates it.
Yeah, attaching it to a superstition or something might help somebody in some way.
Like, this might sound really bizarre, but like when I used to run, and that's the bizarre bit, no. I would have like a routine ritual type thing that I would do before I went running because I felt that would make me run better.
Okay.
So it'd be certain stretches for a certain amount of time, having a black coffee. They sound like silly little things, but they really did think in my mind. I was like, yeah, that's going to help because I had a really good run that one time I did those things.
And then, as I've said before, that then crosses over into OCD.
Yeah.
So, you know,
yes,
there's a fine line between all of this, isn't there? But
and then Mark has. You could. I wonder how many people might not like you for this. Is that why Lance Stroll is terrible because he drives a green car? They said everyone will agree.
Maybe.
Don't worry.
Maybe.
Could be. Is he the entitled one? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Daddy had money. Daddy bought his. Daddy owns the team. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they are all somewhat. You know?
That's the kind of sport where you need to have money to get into it, isn't
Absolutely,
it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All of them. So that being said, plenty of green cars have won races. And personally, I like green cars. But I thought that...
And you're the authority.
Well, thanks, doll. And that bit of paranormal trivia was relevant and interesting, I thought. So you are welcome. So that actually ended up being quite a short case.
It's okay.
But I thought it was so interesting. And then I just love the fact that the green car thing came up because I've always wondered why green cars were thought of as bad luck.
I see. I'd never heard anything like that before, so I've learnt.
Yeah, oh, I'm glad about that.
I have learnt. Every
And
day's
I
a school day.
love the fact that it was connected with Ireland, because obviously I have some Irish ancestry
Yeah.
on my dad's side, and just I'll listen to anything about Ireland. I just think it's fascinating. I really want to go over there.
I'd like to go to. Oh, whoops. I'd like to go to Ireland.
Could do a little road trip.
Perhaps we should.
Yeah. So as I've said before, my dad's family are from Ballycotton, which is a really lovely little sleepy seaside port.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, which looks really amazing, and I think there's like only one hotel there, and
Really?
yeah,
So it's proper like, yeah.
would love to go there. Would love to go to some Irish pubs.
Yes, proper Irish pubs.
Yeah, I've tried. What are your thoughts on Guinness? Have you ever tried drinking?
I like Guinness.
Do you?
Yeah, I like Guinness.
I have tried to drink it on so many occasions, and I just can't get on with it.
Can you not? No. I don't think I can drink a lot of it. But I can definitely have a pint.
Because was there something that's
quite heavy.
Guinness and black? So Guinness with blackcurrant in it. It's supposed to be quite nice.
Oh yeah, it's cider and black.
Yeah, but they do Guinness and black
And then
as well.
oh yeah.
Cider and black as well.
Yeah, or you got snake bite, which is beer, cider, and blackcurrant.
Bloody hell.
That's a concoction. When I was a teenager, that's all I would drink. That and cider and black. Yeah. The safety car in F1 is green, so that's used after crashes.
Okay.
So is that kind of like the Grim Reaper of
Right. Okay. So
Aye.
that's got a more modern kind of connection. That's pretty good.
And the medical car is also green.
Okay.
But then, having said that, ambulances have got green on them and stuff like that as well. So yeah, and pharmacy. So it's green is also medical in a way, maybe.
Yeah. They do say that. I just always remember hearing that green cars are bad luck. If you drive a red car, you're more likely to be pulled over.
Oh really?
Apparently. And
Yellow cars give you a dead arm. Yeah, spot the yellow car when you're driving as kids and you punch your sibling in the arm.
Oh, I never did that.
Did you not?
No.
Well, for starters, you were an only child for quite a while, and then Milena would have been too young to punch.
Yeah, but like a friend could have punched somebody.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That was like a proper kiddie thing, like ages of like 7 to like very early teens, like 13.
Can you imagine just walking down the street, just punching a stranger?
Yellow car.
I wonder if that would stand up in court. I have a superstition, sir.
You can't put me in prison.
It's like a side effect, but a superstition.
A superstitious side effect.
I wonder if anyone has ever tried to use superstition as a case, in a case. As a defence, that's it, as a defence.
Oh, that would be really interesting. I'm still caught in this idea of just punching a stranger. It's like what you could do if you really don't like someone and like you hit them, be like, oh, sorry, there's a fly.
Yeah.
To get away with smacking the poop out of them.
Yes, lawyers and other people involved in the legal system can use superstitions as a defence in court or as a way to influence a jury.
But I'm wondering whether they kind of try and tie that in with like a mental illness.
Yeah.
That's probably the only way.
Again, with superstitions and obsessive compulsive disorder, there's some
it's
overlaps.
anxiety, isn't it?
Exactly.
In a way.
So,
So it's more. So what Mark Reddy said, it reads more that the lawyers have rituals.
Okay.
But again, it's like, I don't. It's like what?
I'd like to know if it was actually used as a defence.
Yeah.
Like
That'd be interesting. That might take some looking into.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
So would you drive a green car? Then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Would you? Games? Yeah, I love a green car.
I'd want to go like neon metallic green.
There's so many good greens.
Or a pearlescent green, maybe. No.
Goobs wants an Aston Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wanted to build a gasser when I was doing Goblin. They never let us. But that, in my head, that was going to be metal flake green. Ooh. Which, that was always... Yeah, I just think green is a great colour for... John Deere. Mm-hmm.
There's the farmer tie.
Yes.
Farm connection.
There's a yellow and green in Lotus as well, which... do love a Lotus. My motorbike's green.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, actually, that's a lovely green.
Yeah.
There's a green lotus in the village,
Is
apparently.
there? I've
So-
not seen that.
Interesting.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so
I did
interesting.
not know that. Yeah. On a side note, have you seen the new Jags?
I've seen the new Jag advert.
That's it. Yeah, the new advert.
It. Did you see Chiro put? Oh, was it Chiro who shared it? And it was like a spoof of it, where
No.
a jaguar goes in and attacks all the people on the advert. It's quite funny actually.
That's as bad as the it's
Tesla.
the Tesla Cyber. Yeah,
Yeah, it's dreadful.
it is. It looks like a suite of a car,
I mean, that's
like a gummy car.
yeah, that is the concept car, but you can see obviously, and it's electric. For goodness sake, no, just no.
Why toy with and ruin something that doesn't? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
No, that's the thing, and Jag had really came back with some excellent designs with like the F-Type. You know, they've been beautifully designed for years, and now they seem to be going down a path of self-destruction again.
We tried to get a red F-Type for Alex's wedding, didn't we? Because of Inspector Morse.
Yes.
Her and her mum's
No,
thing.
oh no, that wasn't an F-Type.
What was it?
The F-Type is the new-ish one.
Oh, what am I thinking of then?
I don't know. Inspector Morse's car. I don't remember what that was.
Was it?
Goobs is going to find out. The E-Type is that's one of my favourite cars of all time. That one.
Mark II Jag.
Mark II.
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, the F-Type is quite a modern one. Well,
Oh,
saying
God,
that,
I looked so hard for that. So did you.
yeah, we'll have
That did
to
not happen.
do it for like a birthday for her or some other thing.
Yeah,
Some
big event in her life.
like their anniversary or
Yeah.
something might be quite nice.
But that
But no,
the new advert is just sickening.
Yeah.
And not in a good sickening way. Not like Yas Queen sickening. It's
I'm not up for that.
no. I really badmouth some cars lately.
Oh, I do that all the bloody time. I'm always doing that. But no, I've actually always been a fan of Jags. But I don't. I loved the XJS. There was a period of time where the XJSs were pittance to buy. Goobs, can you get up a picture of an XJS so ours can see it? Because they're beautiful. And they were cheap as chips. And I said to my ex, I was like, we need to get one of those now because within the next year they're going to start going up.
Yeah, and guess what happened?
And literally, bang on nearly a year, they went up. But there was this...
Look at the green one.
Yeah, exactly. There was a time where they were cheap as chips and Pete Doherty kept buying them and just crashing them in stuff in London.
Really?
They were so cheap that you could literally get them for next to nothing. They're very thirsty. They're not super reliable, but they're beautiful. And yeah, he was forever crashing XJSs in London.
Forever crashing XJSs.
Which just used to make me laugh. But I desperately wanted one because I just think they're gorgeous. But now I can't afford one. They're expensive. But that's a lovely, lovely car. That's a nice green.
Yeah.
That is that sort of like a British racing green? It is, isn't it? It's like a dark green. It's really lovely. Yeah, I do like a Jag. But no, I don't understand the advert.
What bandwagon are they trying to jump on with that?
United Colours of Benetton, by the look of it, which is a bit out of date. I don't get it. It's just totally and utterly...
Joseph and the Technicolor Dream Jaguar.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just someone who isn't a car person has gone,
designed that.
tell you what we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll go a bit off-piste with this.
But then having said that, you think the people that do know about cars will go, hang on a minute. No.
Again, I feel like it might be a case of the
Grow up.
Emperor's New Clothes. Someone's afraid to tell someone that it's absolute trite.
I hate that.
Yeah. So when I worked at Timberland, I've always been like this. I always say what I think and worry about it.
But you are
afterwards.
also a people pleaser.
Yeah, that's more in relationships.
Yeah,
And,
fair enough. Yeah.
But my boss wouldn't let me go into the meetings with the directors because they were so behind the times. Just, oh my God.
Don't get me wrong, like there is people do need to move with the times, absolutely.
Yeah.
But there comes a point where you think, well, this is what it was built. I'm saying this in regards to
Jag.
to Jag. But this is what it was built on. This is what people love, and this is why it's classic.
Yeah.
So yes, you can look to improve things, but you don't change it like that.
Don't
That's an
abandon
abomination.
your heritage.
Yeah, that is an abomination
Yeah, it
if that
is.
comes to, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm feeling fierce today.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was banned from going into meetings with directors because I used to tell them what I thought.
Good,
And it used to annoy them.
good.
But somebody should have done that in the JAG meeting for the advert.
Absolutely.
Because that's the thing, I was talking to somebody about it and, you know, they said, they were like, have you seen the new Jag advert? And I was like, no, right, I'll go watch this. And I was just like, what?
Crying.
And that's the thing, it's, yes, you do have, like you say, you have to move with the times and things like that. But Jaguar's heritage is so wonderful and it's built on so much. Don't completely chuck that away, guys.
No, that's
Come on.
literally what they've done. They've thought, nah, that can go in the toilet.
Yeah.
I'll
just because it's
defecate
electric.
on that, and then
Yeah, but just because it's electric doesn't mean that you just abandon everything that's been before.
exactly, you don't. There's a reason why it's been so popular and why it's
Absolutely.
worked.
Yeah.
Stay with that and just tweak
Yes.
if you feel necessary.
You can hire us as consultants if you want to.
Yes, I know nothing about cars, but I will still give you my opinion anyway.
You do know about cars, and we charge £500 an hour.
A minute.
Yeah. So
Plus VAT.
and expenses on top of that.
Yeah.
We need
Hair, makeup, wardrobe.
Starbucks.
And an ice cream for Mark.
Yeah. There we go.
Yes, Starbucks.
Starbucks regularly.
Literally, I would work for Starbucks. Not work for them. I would work for being given.
Paid in Starbucks.
I'll pay me in Starbucks.
No. Goose says no.
By bad financial decision.
Yeah, I mean, it is, really.
I mean, I'm not good with money anyway. And here I am, giving my notice in. But that was on you. That's your... That's on you. Anyway.
Well, I like the tangent that went off on, and it was very relevant.
It was.
Thank you for bringing up that, because I'd forgotten about that awful Jag advert.
More than welcome.
Very, very good.
Thank you. Now, do you have a get in the bin?
I do.
Is it the new Jag advert?
No, it should be, but drizzle.
Lemon or rain?
Rain.
Okay.
It's been really drizzly this week, and it's that fine rain that soaks you right through,
It gets you wet.
as Peter Kay says.
That's that wet rain.
Yeah, and all I want to do is clean my car because I have all this beautiful auto finesse stuff, and I want to clean the outside of it to see what I'm dealing with scratches and things like that.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to because of the blooming drizzle.
Well, it's all right, because as soon as it's nice, you're going to have two other cars to sort out, mine and Mark's.
Exactly. I have got a lot of equipment now to do so. So absolutely, we can just have a car polishing party.
I will watch.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you what, I'll go and get the Starbucks, and Mark will cut your grass.
Fine.
Will you work for Starbucks?
I hate that. So I will definitely.
I feel like I
take
need
you
to
up
bring
on that.
something else to the table here, so I get out of helping cleaning my car, because I hate it.
Bake me something, woman.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Anything
will do that.
food related.
Okay. And Starbucks.
And Starbucks.
Yeah. Mark's getting the bin is, he's staying weather themed. He resents named storms because we lost a fence panel and a window vent in the last one. Dara? Storm Dara?
A window vent?
Yeah.
Is it?
You know, like the flippy bit on the...
I know what you mean, the flappy paddle.
Yeah.
Okay.
My getting
What's
the bin.
yours? Yeah.
So my favourite shower gel is by Lush, and it's called Good Karma.
Right.
For 30 mils, it costs £8.50.
For 30 mils.
It is this big.
Why is it so expensive?
It is saved for special occasions. I have no idea. I didn't realise Lush got that expensive.
Did they start making it out of gold?
I would assume so, because I have no other reason why it would be that much. I know it's all good stuff, and you know.
Yeah, but that doesn't need to be.
It doesn't. 30 mils does not need to be.
Maybe for like a
£8.50.
big bottle of it.
Yeah, no, that is £16 or £18,
No,
50, something like that
thanks.
for a large bottle.
That's crazy.
But when we went to go see Alex and Mikey recently, Aldi are doing a dupe of the Snow Fairy that they do, like shower gel. It smells amazing, and apparently they've got another one that smells like maple and cinnamon.
Isn't Aldi own?
Yeah,
Because
Cura.
all their stuff is cruelty free.
Yeah,
So fantastic.
absolutely. So I'm gonna go and have a look in there. They probably won't do a dupe of Good Karma, but that I won't be buying again until I'm earning millions of pounds.
So we're getting £500 an hour as consultants.
Slash £500 a minute plus VAT.
Yeah, plus expenses.
Because that's the only way I'm ever going to be able to afford that shower gel.
That is quite...
And that is my favourite. I started using that. You had a bottle at yours.
Oh, is that what got you onto it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it just makes me feel so calm.
Does it?
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think it might be the patchouli, because it's patchouli and orange oil. Ooh. And I'm just like, calm, vibes.
Yeah, I reckon.
Hippie.
I think you'll be able to find a substitute with similar ingredients in it.
Because right now I'm using it sparingly and only on special occasion. I don't know what a special occasion is when to use it, but yeah.
A Friday.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe if I've felt stressed and I just want a little bit more self-care, or, I'm going out.
30 mils, you would literally use it up in about 2 showers. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am
No,
appalled.
it is appalling, yes. Get in my pocket?
My get in my pocket is my new Freelander, and just driving about in that now that I can. I love it, and it's exciting, and I like driving about in that. So
I'm really excited for you to drive to ours down Black Hawk Bank down Road.
Yes, because I can now. I can
Yeah.
drive over bumps, I can drive over all sorts of things.
So I think you need to come see us.
I will do.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your get in your pocket?
My get in my pocket is that, so earlier this year, Mark and I, we're not Christmas type people, neither are you. But I did say to him this year, please could we get matching pyjamas?
Aww.
I just wanted to feel somewhat festive.
Yeah.
And we took a trip to King's Lynn and met his sister for a coffee, and I'd already spotted them on the Primark website. We went in and we got matching Jack Skellington Nightmare Before Christmas jammies.
That's amazing.
And they're fleecy.
That's amazing.
So we won't be able to sleep in them because you would sweat absolute buckets. It would be like the Pope in a playground.
Yeah.
And don't do that. That's gross. And but yeah, we can lounge about on that. You can drive about on that. We can lounge about on that.
Yes, you could probably wear them in the Freelander.
Do you know what?
To go and get McDonald's.
To get McDonald's.
Right?
Can we do that?
That's such a good idea.
But you're not going to be here Christmas now. And McDonald's will be shut anyway, but we can do it.
Well, you can do it any other time, though.
And maybe I'll wear them. No, I won't, because it won't be Christmas, so I won't have them yet. I was going to say I could wear them up to Bristol when we go see our mate Spence.
There'll be another occasion.
There will.
It'll
have to be done.
I mean, I really, now that I have a Land Rover again, I want to get a flat cap.
Yeah.
And then wear it backwards to be crazy.
Mental.
I'm mental.
Sticker and full ball.
Yes. So, you just said you'll get in your pocket, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Have you got a random fact, dear?
Well, what Goobs is getting in his pocket?
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So he's getting in his pocket is cargo trousers, pants for the US listeners. Mm-hmm. They are comfy and useful.
I love an additional pocket on a pair of trousers.
Yeah.
It's handy.
We've had several trips to supermarkets where he's just put not proper full food shops, but we've gone in there for stuff, and he's just loaded his pockets with everything.
Are you thieving now?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
He's paid for them and then put them in his pockets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So they are very handy. Because he refuses to pay 10p for a bag, which, yeah, I get it.
No,
we didn't have bags on us at the time.
I understand that.
Yeah.
It's just, that's a good idea, or you just have to balance stuff, but
yeah.
I
did that in Aldi once, forgot to get a basket and then kept finding things and just kept dropping them on the way to the till. And so I was like, did you not want a basket? I was like, well, obviously not.
No. I've
Leave
got
me
arms.
be.
Got arms, sweetie.
But I'm very much one of those people that will be, I'm only doing one trip from the car to the house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get that.
I will be damned if I have to do 2 trips.
Mm-hmm. Not going to happen.
Stubborn.
Do you have a random fact today?
Yes, you are not the only TV star in the family.
Go on.
So when I was a baba, Richard was just started primary school, I think. We were on a TV show called The Racing Game, and it was about people in the racing industry, and Dad obviously was in the racing industry, and he featured, and there's him picking Richard up from school. He's holding me.
Oh my God, I never knew this.
Yeah, we got it on videotape still, I think.
Oh, I want to see it.
Yeah. we were cute. And there's a bit, Dad is walking with Richard up one of the race courses, sort of, and he's like holding his hand, and Richard's obviously paying a lot of attention to him. Dad's talking to him, he's going, "Yes, sir." Not an American accent. That's me trying to be a very small boy. Didn't quite work, but yeah. And I've also been on TV with my middle school. They were filming like us singing.
Oh,
And that was on the news.
love
So
that.
yeah, I've been on TV too.
Love that. All right, well, I didn't have a random fact. I'd started to write one on here, and it just said I, and then it's MWDI. I don't know what that was supposed to
Make wicked incense
be.
dupes.
No idea. So for a random fact, actually, you've made me think of something. So my dad was actually in a feature film, racing related.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, back when he worked in racing, back in the day in Findon, in West Sussex, and it's called Dead Cert. And I did manage to find it for him on DVD.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And
Was he a main character?
He was one of the extras. And yeah, they did a bit of consultancy for, the people doing the racing stuff. And
Oh, amazing.
yeah, so
that's actually how. So it was through racing. So my dad met your mum first, not in a romantic way, and it was through your mum that obviously then met your dad and my mum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we are a racing family.
we are.
Yeah, which is
I don't like it. It's weird because I like to gamble,
Yep.
but I don't like horse racing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't gamble. I'm rubbish at gambling.
Mark's random fact is he loves bonfires and had one earlier.
Did you?
Yeah. So down on the farm, we had loads of stuff that could be burnt rather than sort of, there was too much to be put in the recycling bin.
Right.
So yeah, that's why we were late coming, because it took longer than he expected. And
Have a bonfire.
it was so hot. He came back, he said, "I burnt my head." He was like, "Is it red?" I was like, "Not quite," but yeah, it was that hot. They had to move the van twice.
Oh my gosh. Got a bit
Farm
enthusiastic
life.
the old bonfire on the farm.
Yeah, farm life. And that's that.
That's that. Brilliant. So I'm going to remember today to say a massive thank you to Mark from Park Lane Studios, who does all our sound, our visuals, lighting, videos, all the things, editing,
Encore.
everything. Thank you.
In a couple of minutes after we've had a break and move on to the next one.
Very, very much. And also, if you go onto our link tree, you will find all our links to our social media. I do need to put Facebook on there. I'm going to do that today. And you can let us know if you've got stories, spooky stories.
Yeah, we want to hear them. Don't have to be car related, just send them in.
Yeah, I mean, some of ours are very tenuous links, so feel free to do that. And download, subscribe, like.
Comment. I do like to read them, even if they're not very nice.
Ali reads them.
And
share the love. Please.
Yeah.
Obviously, the more listeners we get, the more we can do this, the more time we can spend on it, and then we can do cool road trips.
And
That's
that
what
can
I
be
wanna
my
do.
job, and I won't have to find something else now that I've left my other one.
Exactly.
Or am leaving my other one.
I just really want to do a spooky road trip. I think that'll be fun.
That needs to get planned, really.
Drive about and that to spooky
Drive, yeah.
places.
Who's driving?
I'll drive.
Do you want to drive? No?
I'll drive. I like driving. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll drive.
You can take it in turns. I will be passenger princess.
I don't like being a passenger anyway. I get motion sickness.
I fall asleep
Yeah.
and drink coffee.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll
and
drive.
eat snacks.
Yeah. And go to lots of different McDonald's drive-thrus and compare them.
Yeah. Wasn't that an idea that we were going to have? We were going to do like a junk food, like a burger rating thing, ranking. We were going to go to different burger joints and rank them.
The trouble is, we're vegan.
Yeah, so we can't do that now.
There are a lot of.
We were going to do that before we were vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be easier in America because they have more drive-thrus
That's true.
than they do over here. We're quite limited with our drive-thrus, aren't we? We don't have many. All right then. Well, thank you very much if you listened and you continue to listen. And until next time,
Stay spooky, bitches.